Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today we will be talking about Bessie Coleman. She was an American aviator. Now, the reason that this story is so important is because to honor her, American Airlines basically had a all black female crew to fly from Dallas to Phoenix to honor her 100 year anniversary of her getting her pilot license. Now let's talk about Bessie Coleman and why this is so important. Well, first, she was born in Texas in 1892. And tragically, she passed away in Florida in 1926 at the early age of 34 years old. Due to a plane accident when she was out preparing for a parachute jump that was going to take place the day after. Now, she had wanted to be a pilot, but of course, in 1892 and during that period of the early 1920s, she could not accomplish that in America. So what did she do? She went and moved up to Chicago and took French language classes so that she can be able to travel to France to receive her license. Now, she did travel to Paris in 1920. Now, the important part about that is she was determined. She was like, okay, America, you're not going to give me my pilot license. Guess what? I'm going to learn to speak another language and I'm going to go to that country and I'm going to get my pilot license. So that's exactly what she did. And she actually went to Paris in 1920. So her drive was so great that in 1921, she received her license. Now, this was on June 15th, 1921. She became the first black woman and Native American woman to earn her aviation pilot license and to earn an international aviation license. Now, the great part I want to say about this is shout out to France. Shout out to them for allowing her to come there and not suppressing her and allowing her to come to their country and basically attending that school. So let's say shout out to France. Now, of course, she ended up coming back to America after receiving her license. At that particular time when she did, guess what happened? They basically gave her a hero's welcome back into the country, but yet they wouldn't allow her to train in this country. But that's okay. That's okay because, at that time, she was very popular. She put on a lot of shows. She was at these air shows and everything. And of course, like I said earlier, her tragic death was due to her basically practicing for one of those air shows that she was going to do in Florida, actually in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, she does have a great grandniece named Gigi Coleman, and American Airlines hosted her as a way to honor the anniversary of Bessie Coleman receiving her pilot license. And here's something that American Airlines had to say about why they actually did this. American Airlines was like, well, they have an intentional effort to try to diversify their cockpit, and their flight pit. And the black women have been seriously underrepresented in the aviation industry. And what they're basically stating is that they're represented less than 1% in the commercial airlines. Now, all of these flight cancellations that just keeps taking place. You hear in America thousands of flights a week and sometimes thousands in one day are canceled across America. Well, I think you have a solution right there. American Airlines, if you're going to keep pushing this and you're going to make some things happen, I stand with you because, people get sick and tired when their flights are canceled. And this would help with some of these solutions. So, to do this on the 100th anniversary of Bessie Coleman, Miss Bessie Coleman, shall I say, receiving her pilot license, to me is exciting news. And every young lady out there should know about this and should know that sometimes, hey, determinations, you got to look for other ways when you want to accomplish your goal. And it's also important to note, when she passed away in Florida, her ceremonies that she had in Chicago, it was attended by over 10,000 people. That's just how much she was loved at that time. So just let me know what you think about this. Put comments down below, like, share, send this video to a young lady that, has some aspirations about being a pilot, and hold American Airlines feet to the fire and say, okay, American Airlines, now you made the first step. Let's get these black young ladies and women into these schools. So just let me know what you think down in the comment. Of course, like and subscribe. That will always be appreciated. And until next time, stay positive.